8 signs you're boring with women. Ever feel like your conversations with women just fall flat? Like no matter what you say, the spark never lights up? Today, I'm breaking down the real reasons you might be coming off as boring, and more importantly, how to flip the script and keep her hooked. This isn't about tricks, it's about real connection, emotional depth, and bringing your best, authentic self forward. Let's break down what's killing your vibe and how to flip the script. 1. You ask predictable questions. If you're always asking predictable, surface-level questions like, "Where are you from?" or "What do you do?" you're boring her. Point blank. These are the kind of questions that pass through a woman's mind like elevator music. Harmless, forgettable, and void of any emotional charge. They don't stir anything in her. Why? Because every guy asks them, and they don't create feeling, which is the only real currency that sparks attraction. Women connect through emotional stimulation, not logical interrogation. You're not trying to collect biographical data. You're trying to create a moment. So ditch the robotic scripts and lean into questions that flirt with her depth. Ask things that catch her off guard in a good way. What would your toxic ex say about you? What's something weirdly specific you're proud of? If your life had a theme song right now, what would it be? These aren't just questions, they're emotional openers. They create space for playful honesty, shared laughter, and most importantly, a vibe she'll remember. 2. You play it safe always. If you're constantly playing it safe, filtering every word, tiptoeing through the conversation like you're scared to offend, you're not coming across as respectful, you're coming across as dull. And that's a problem. Because while women don't want a jerk, they also don't want a man who feels like a blank sheet of paper, smooth, safe, and forgettable. Real attraction needs edge. Polarity. Tension. Something that cuts through the noise. If you're so busy trying to be nice, agreeable, and non-offensive, you strip away the very thing that creates spark, authenticity with bite. Boldness doesn't mean being rude, it means being unapologetically you. Having a take. Saying what you actually think. Owning your perspective without wrapping it in bubble wrap. That's what builds chemistry, when she feels your spine, not just your smile. 3. You don't escalate the vibe. If you're the guy who keeps it too polite when she's clearly giving you signals, laughing at your jokes, playfully touching your arm, teasing you to see if you'll play back, and you just smile and nod like a good boy, you're killing the vibe. That moment had heat, and you iced it. Not because you're a bad guy, but because you were afraid to flirt back, to lean into the tension and let it build. And here's the truth. Boring men don't miss signs because they don't see them. They miss them because they fear them. They're scared to shift the energy from friendly to flirty. But attraction isn't passive. It lives in escalation, in reading the moment and responding with spark. When she opens the door, you don't stare at it, you walk through it. You tease back, you get a little playful, you shift the energy from neutral to electric. Because if you're not slowly raising the temperature, you're quietly turning her off. 4. Your energy is too flat. If your energy stays calm, steady, and composed the entire time you're with a woman, like you're in a board meeting instead of on a date, you're not coming off as grounded, you're coming off as emotionally flat. Sure, that smooth, professional demeanor might work in the office, but in the realm of attraction, it's lifeless. Women respond to emotional movement. They want to feel your rhythm, your highs and lows, your fire and ease, your playfulness and intensity. That contrast creates texture. It gives your presence color. Women aren't drawn to men who feel like PowerPoint presentations. They're drawn to men who feel alive. Attraction thrives on emotional contrast. The playful tease followed by a sincere moment, the sudden joke that flips into eye contact that lingers just a second too long. It's about tempo, not just tone. If your delivery never shifts gears, never surprises, never hits with any edge or warmth, you're not giving her anything to feel. And without feeling, there's no spark. So stop trying to be perfectly polished. Be dynamic. Be unpredictable. Let your energy move her. 5. You agree with everything. If you're constantly nodding, validating, and agreeing with everything she says just to stay in her good graces, you're not building attraction. You're killing it fast. She says something, you echo it. She shares an opinion, and you praise it like you're trying to win a customer service award. Why? Because deep down, you think being agreeable will make her like you. But here's what it actually signals. This guy has no edge, no backbone, and no unique presence. He's trying to impress, not connect. And women don't fall for approval, they fall for authenticity. Real chemistry isn't born from agreement, it's born from contrast, from playful tension, confident pushback, and genuine differences. You want to stand out? Have a take. Disagree with a grin. Challenge her without being combative. That spark you're looking for? It lives in the space between your truths and hers, not in the echo chamber you keep trying to build. 6. You wait for her to lead. If you're always waiting for her to lead the interaction, only answering when she asks, only engaging when she flirts, only speaking when spoken to, you're not being respectful, you're being passive. And passive doesn't turn her on, it turns her off. Women don't want to feel like they're carrying the conversation while you sit back like a polite spectator. They want to feel your presence, your intent, your leadership. That doesn't mean being controlling. It means creating energy, setting a tone, guiding the vibe. If you're just reacting to whatever she brings, you're a passenger in the dynamic, and passengers aren't exciting. She wants a man who initiates, who makes her feel like something is happening, even if it's a little awkward, even if you stumble a bit. The effort itself, the courage to take the wheel, is attractive. So stop waiting for permission. Start leading the dance. 7. You overtalk yourself. If you think unloading a monologue about your job, your friends, your car, or your gym routine is creating connection, you're missing the point, and she's probably already checked out. Talking too much about yourself in an attempt to impress is a one-way street to boredom. Women don't want a highlight reel, they want a feeling. The kind of vibe that makes her smile, laugh, or even get a little vulnerable. Instead of broadcasting, switch gears and ask questions that spark emotion and memory, like what's something dumb that makes you happy? Or tell me a childhood story that still makes you laugh. These open doors to realness and playfulness, turning the conversation from a lecture into a shared experience. That's how you create moments that linger long after the talk ends, not by talking at her, but by inviting her in. 8. You treat her like a prize. If you're treating her like a prize to be won, complimenting every little thing, hanging on her every word, and putting her up on a pedestal, you're not making her feel special, you're making yourself look like just another fanboy, not a man. Women can smell desperation from a mile away, and admiration without boundaries quickly turns into neediness, which kills attraction dead. Real connection isn't about worshiping her like she's untouchable. It's about meeting her as an equal, with confidence and presence. If she's carrying queen energy, you've got to match it with king energy, not a cheerleader. Own your value, hold your ground, and let her see you as the man who's not just admiring from the sidelines, but standing right alongside her. That balance, that mutual respect and strength, is what turns interest into something electric. Conclusion. Boring isn't just about what you say, it's how you show up. If you want her attention, you've got to ditch the predictable, stop playing it safe, and own your energy. Start leading the vibe, challenge her a little, and bring real feeling into every moment. If you found this helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more no-nonsense advice, and drop a comment. What's the one thing you're going to change next time you talk to a woman? Let's keep the conversation real.